And 78,000, that's the number of Texas children in crisis RMYA Youth Alternatives has helped over the last 38 years. The goal is to end the cycle of trauma and abuse and help children become happy, healthy, productive members of the community. The Bridge, the emergency shelter, and Turning Point are programs that work towards that goal. We have Renee Garvens with RMYA Youth Alternatives and Sofia Hinojosa, who is a former resident of the Bridge. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
So tell us first a little bit about the services that you provide there at RMYA Youth Alternatives.
We work with children in crisis, most of which are in the system, CPS, Department of Family and Protective Services, and they come to the Bridge when they're in crisis. So the system is trying to determine where their long-term placement is going to be. So the Bridge is sort of a temporary emergency place for children between the ages of 5 and 17 to stay during that period while their long-term care is decided.
Okay. And Sophia,
and then Turning Point is the other program that is at the near the West Avenue facility, RMYA Youth Alternatives, and that takes kids who are transitioning out of the system, and they're 18, but they're not quite ready to take care of themselves yet. So we help them sort of establish themselves. We give them housing. They can do the work-study program at our thrift shop, and we teach them sort of how to manage a bank account, how to pay rent, how to get electricity, and kind of life skills training.
Right, because how many 18-year-olds even go back home, you know, or after college go back home? I mean, 18 is, you still have a lot of learning to do.
Well, and these children have not had the parenting that a normal child would have, so this opportunity provides them skills and knowledge that they might not get otherwise.
Perfect. Now, Sophia, tell us a little bit about your time there at the Bridge.
I was there when I was 15. I was placed there because I was pretty much a bad kid when I was small, and it helped me just totally turn my life around. I noticed, you know, that you don't take stuff for granted. You know, you have to enjoy life while you have it.
How long were you there?
I was there for about 6 months before I got placed back with my mother.
Okay, and so would you say, I mean, what kind of a, when you left and then returned home, what did your mom say?
I was a different person. Yeah. I didn't have, you know, the good stuff. I couldn't watch TV when I wanted to. You know, I didn't have a phone. I didn't have anything like that. So it taught me to appreciate everything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So tell us a little bit, for those that are unfamiliar of where you're located, or if they can help in any way, what would you say?
In San Antonio, we're located at 3103 West Avenue, which is right at Bassey and West Avenue, and that's where the thrift shop, Turning Point program, the emergency shelter, our counseling center, which does low-cost and no-cost counseling for children and families in crisis, and then, of course, the administrative offices are there. And then in Bernie, we have our long-term care facility, which houses 80 children in more of a long-term crisis environment.
Okay.
And then the charter school is there as well.
Okay, and for those who would like to help, you know, what can we do to help RMYA Youth Alternatives? Do they donate goods?
Well,
or
you know,
money?
donating money is always, you know, what nonprofits are always wanting the most, but we have such great volunteers. I mean, we have a wonderful volunteer organization that does parties and all sorts of events for the kids. I mean, just over the last month, it's been really amazing, the outreach that's come from our community that's helped the kids and made them feel like they have a really special Christmas as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Renee and Sophia, for joining us and showing us really that it does make a difference in people's lives. Again, you have the RMYA Youth Alternatives, as was mentioned, located at 3103 West Avenue, if you'd like to stop by and donate.